Hello, this is IK Tutors, and we're here to help our students by explaining how to do a HESI question. So let's look at the question here. It's a word problem, right? And one of the things we need to really master on the HESI is how to quickly identify what type of word problem it is, because we're going to solve word problems generally in two steps. We're going to translate the word problem to an equation, and then we're going to solve the equation. But in order to translate that word problem, we need to know which equation we need to use, right? And to do that, we need to know what type of problem it is. Once we know what type of problem it is, we know exactly what equation we need to set up, and we can move very quickly and solve the problem. So let's go ahead and practice our identification technique. So how do you identify what type of problem it is? You look at the numbers, right? If you see a pair of units or pairs of units, you know it is a conversion, a unit conversion question. So let's look at the numbers in this and see what type of question it is. We see we have 3 grams. Now, if I see another unit in here, we know it's definitely, and here we go. And then we have milligrams. So we have a pair of units. So we know this is a unit conversion question. Unit conversion. And once we know that, we know exactly what technique we're going to use, which is a 3-step technique that we have written on the side, on the right side of the equation on the screen for us. Now we're going to go ahead and apply this. So for unit conversions, we're going to write the conversion factor. Now, a lot of you guys say, well, I don't know them all yet. That's fine. If you go to the website, which we will provide you the link in the chat, right, you will see that there's a PDF there, right? And then we'll explain where to get it and how to download to your computer. There's a PDF there, and it will list like 25 conversion factors, and you can use it, download it to your computer, print it out, and keep that in your notes and practice with it until you can learn the conversion factors, because you're not allowed to use that on the exam. But by the time you get to the exam, you will already know these conversion factors from usage, from practice. That's why practice is so important. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So the first step is write the conversion factor, right? So we have, and the conversion factor is just the equivalence between the two units you see in the question. So we have grams and we have milligrams, and it turns out that 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams. And that's great. Okay, so now we've done that, the step one. Next step is we cannot use an equivalence in the arithmetic, right? We have to put it in fractional form so we can use it in arithmetic. So we're just going to put this in fractional form, which is great because for a fraction, it's 2 numbers, and for the conversion factor, it's 2 numbers. We just have to figure out one thing, and that is which number goes on top. And actually, the question tells us whatever units we want to end up with go on top, right? So let's see what units we want to end up with. We look at the problem, we say a pharmacist, the last part here, it says a pharmacist must fill the order using milligrams. So we want to end up with milligrams, so we now know that milligrams goes on top, right? So we're going to put the 1,000 milligrams on the top, and the other thing goes on the bottom. All right, so that takes care of step two. Last and final step. Now all we need to do is multiply what we got in step two by what's given in the problem. So what's given? Let's go back and see what's given here. It says a doctor writes a prescription for 3 grams of medicine. So they've given us 3 grams. So we're going to write that down. And we're going to multiply it by what we got in step two, 1,000 milligrams over 1 gram. And now we have our equation set up, and all we have to do is follow rules of multiplication of fractions, right? So the first rule about fractions, whenever you have a fraction involved in any equation, all the numbers must be in fractional format. So we're going to put a 1 underneath this 3 just to take care of that. That's done. Now the second one is when multiplying two fractions, we multiply across the bottom, we multiply across the top, and very important, anything that matches in the top and the bottom. When I say anything, I mean units or factors of numbers. If they match in the top and the bottom, that matching causes them to cancel out. So we had the grams on top matches with the grams on the bottom, and that matching causes them to cancel out. So the only units we're going to have left in our answer are going to be the milligrams you see over here. Now, the last thing we always do is the numbers. So we're going to go ahead and multiply across the bottom, and then we're going to multiply across the top. So across the bottom, we have 1 times 1 is 1. And across the top, we have 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. Right. Now we know that anything divided by 1 is itself, so our answer is 3,000 milligrams. Right. And this is the answer we're going to look for in the multiple choice option for this question, 3,000. So I hope that helped, guys. If you have any questions about this, you can type it in the chat, or you can also go to the HESI St. Paul School of Nursing support website, go to the contact us form, and you can type your answer in there and submit it with your contact information. Right. So I hope this helped. And if it did, please remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.